So that assassination of a high-level crime fighter and an underworld linked to state operatives. South Africa's gangs are infesting almost every level of our lives. They're brutal and often untouchable. So how do we ever end this when police are often on the payroll? How many people have to die? The criminal underworld is both horrifying and fascinating to many of us. Author Caryn Dolley joins us to discuss that world in Cape Town, its power shifts and, most importantly, its links to state police. A very good morning to you, Caryn. Let's start off with this arrest in light of the assassination of Kinney. I mean, what do you make of it, especially the fact that there may be some sort of police complicity here?
Well, if reports are factual and correct, I do understand that this person who is in custody does have links to police, and it's really chilling. The whole situation is really chilling that there is alleged and possible state complicity, but I think it really rips open what has been happening in Cape Town for many years.
Yeah, talk us through, I mean, obviously this arrest is alleged at the moment of anyone with police links, but talk us through the relationship many of these gangs have with state operatives and possibly the police service. How far does it go?
So back in the mid-90s already, there were claims of police officers partnering up or backing so-called underworld suspects who were involved in nightclub security in Cape Town. So this isn't something new. It stretches back at least 2 or 3 decades. And I think that is the nature of the beast, and that is perhaps why it can't just be nipped in the bud, because of this alleged state embeddedness in the whole situation.
How?
No worries, go ahead.
I was going to say, how significant, I mean, obviously we're still waiting on details, but if it is true that the Hawks got involved and they did this arrest, how significant is that in the fight against crime, considering all of those ties?
Well, we will have to see. I can't speculate on whether this will lead to more arrests or more prosecutions. We can only truly hope so.
No, I'm talking more about the sort of penetration into this world.
Yeah, we hope that this leads not just to the person who pulled the trigger, perhaps, but we hope it also leads to the people who gave the order to pull the trigger, the systems that were in place to enable this to happen. As we all may know by now, it appears that Colonel Kinnear's cell phone was tracked. We need to find out who gave the order to track that phone. We also need to look back and find out why his protection was withdrawn, as has been well reported.
Yeah, because he said for many years that he believed somebody was out to kill him. Talk us through how cell phones and mobile phones, landlines are used to track people, the sort of technology that is available.
Well, back in 2018 already, in a formal complaint to his superiors, Colonel Kinnear claimed that his cell phone was being tapped. He said when he was on the phone, he could hear other people talking. It was that bad. This has or should have been investigated. I'm not sure the outcomes of that. But these claims of cell phones being listened in on, cell phones being tracked via cell phone towers, it's nothing new in the underworld. For example, a few years back, there was a case in Cape Town involving a former crime intelligence officer, if I'm correct, and he allegedly got his hands on a grabber, and that's a piece of equipment that can basically eavesdrop on your phone.
And the fear factor, I mean, how does someone like Kinnear conduct his sort of work, knowing that his life is always on the line? I mean, even someone like you, trying to find out this sort of information, how frightening, how dangerous is it?
Well, in Colonel Kinnear's case, that is the true indictment on the state, that he was conducting his work, that he was facing these threats. How he dealt with it and how he felt about it, that I can't answer, but seriously, it's a true indictment on the state. In terms of work I've conducted, it is frightening. I have received a death threat in the past and several strange phone calls, several strange messages, and it's highly annoying, frankly, because it's what causes smoke and mirrors in these already very complicated alleyways. It's like you can't just look and say, oh, X committed Y. It's A, B, C, D, G, H. It's a lot of smoke and mirrors and intentionally caused hype to, I believe, distract from what's truly happening.
And Carrie, briefly, if you will, I mean, the local gangs that we have, I mean, there are many, not only in the Western Cape. What are their links to international gangs?
Well, I have undoubted belief that there are very close links to international gangs, and I think this is part and parcel of what we're seeing on the ground in Cape Town. So individual, seemingly isolated incidents, if you follow the tracks, and all I can say now, it's alleged because we have no prosecutions, but if you follow the tracks, it absolutely goes across South Africa's border. About a year or two ago, we saw lots of men from Serbia being gunned down in both Cape Town and Johannesburg. There were alleged links to, again, state operatives, all these rumors. Yet again, we have shipments of drugs that are often found in harbors. Cape Town's port cities are undoubtedly alluring to criminals wanting to get drugs into and out of the city. So yeah, I'm pretty certain that what we may think of as a simple, well, not a simple, a tragic, isolated shooting may well have links to international organized crime. An example is Vicky Goswami. He is originally from India. He is sitting in jail in the United States. He previously testified that up until 2016, he was involved in South Africa's drug trade. 2016. He's sitting in jail now and has been in jail before. And he actually testified that while sitting in jail in Dubai, he ran South Africa's mandrax trade.
Oh, that's extraordinary. And you just wonder how you're ever going to crack it with the power, the money and the fear. Caryn Dolley, very good to talk to you. Thank you.